I'm back, baby. Yeah, I'm here. You may not have noticed I was gone, but I had a really stressful week last week, and I'm going to tell you about it. So, I think it was Saturday about a week and a half ago, Saturday night. I was checking my analytics, and I got this, oops, you're on the wrong page. I was like, oh, weird. Thought maybe YouTube was down. I let it go. Of course, then I couldn't sleep, so at about 3 in the morning, I checked my iPad, and it still said, oops, that page can't be found. And now I'm starting to get a little nervous. I thought, oh, maybe there's something wrong with my internet. So I turned off my Wi-Fi, connected to my phone, check again. You got it. Oops. Now I'm freaking out. Because I'm noticing I can access everything else on YouTube except the back end of my channel. I can't get it to YouTube Studio. And I'm like, what is going on? So I start digging around and I get to a place where it says, your account's been disabled. What? Now, at first it was like I panicked. Like, what is going on? What did I do that my account was disabled? No copyright strikes, not using AI. What happened? What in the world happened? So let me tell you what I've been doing building up to that moment, and then maybe you guys can help me figure out exactly what it was, because I got no clue even now, even though I got access again, and we'll talk about how I got there. So the first thing that I'm doing is I'm trying to do 2 to 3 new videos a week, which is kind of a high volume, but nothing compared to like the old days of Casey Neistat or Maddie, where they're all doing like daily videos. Nothing, just trying to get content out. I talked about that in a previous video, creating a content wall, just blasting content. Then I subscribed to vidIQ, which I've talked about on several of these episodes, and I do love their service, and I love the AI that they've got working to help you optimize your channel, not using AI in the videos, but using AI to kind of crack the system. So I use vidIQ to help me generate reels off of the videos that I'm publishing. Reels, shorts, I'm thinking Instagram. You know what I'm saying. I use vidIQ to create shorts for the videos that I have created. What's great about that is it's way less work for me. The shorts act as advertisements to the longer form videos, and it adds captions. It does all the stuff, and I love it. Again, I'm not sponsored by vidIQ. I would like to work with you, vidIQ, so if you're watching, here's your boy. But so it creates all these reels that I then would push 10, 12 a week. And then it was around the same time, I was trying to pivot the contact email on my YouTube channel. This channel was initially set up using an email I was using for my business then, which was Wasted Talent Media, no longer in business. I closed the LLC down and just went back to being Todd V. And so I thought, oh, you know what? I should have an email that matches what this is. It would make more sense, I think, to someone who was trying to contact me. Like, what's this email address? I don't understand. So I created a new Gmail, Videos by Todd V, I think it was. And then I went through the process of starting to change the ownership. That takes about a week. I followed all the rules. Got the email, waited a week, then started to and initiated the change of Videos by Todd V would be my email, and my Wasted Talent one would just be another owner, but not be the primary owner on the account. I made that change, and I think that change, along with the volume of content I was producing, along with the giant sweeping AI purge that YouTube's doing, created a problem for me. I think. I still don't have an answer. You guys let me know if you watch this video what you think might have been. But when I made that change, it was that night that everything went away. And the problem was I lost access to that email and ability to log into my YouTube account because it was tied to that email as the primary owner. So both of them went away, and I had no way to get to anything. Freak out. I'm freaking out! I am freaking out! I was stressing out hard. So I would try to go then in and try to log in and say, hey, okay, let me try logging in. And it would say, oops, too many failed attempts. Try again in a few hours. Which made me think, okay, maybe someone was trying to hack into my account and they were just smacking the login. And the reason they couldn't get in is because I have a passkey set up that's based on my fingerprint on my computer. So they probably couldn't authenticate themselves. I thought maybe that's what's happening. But the weird thing is, then I went in just from a different account and I could see my YouTube. So you guys probably didn't even know I was offline. My YouTube was still there and it was still trucking along. And people were viewing it. And I even got a couple subscribers while I couldn't get in to see my analytics. So I did the thing. I waited a couple hours. A couple hours later, oops, too many failed attempts. We can't authenticate you. I'm like, what is going on? And this is where you go down the rabbit hole. If you ever end up here, just know you're in for a wild ride. You go down the rabbit hole of support from Google, and I get it. Look, Google is a monster. YouTube is a giant. For them to have dedicated customer service people for every little person going, I can't do this or I can't do that. I get it. I get it. However, there's got to be a better way, because every time I got down a road through support, it kept going back to the same page, like, do this. I would do that. Oops, too many failed attempts. Can't try again in a few hours. I was losing my mind. And then finally I reached out to some friends who have more YouTube subscribers. Thought maybe they would know somebody. Apparently you got to be like 1 million subscriber YouTuber to get any kind of like actual person that's going to work with your account. And my lowly 1.3 thousand is not getting any attention. And my buddy with 100,000 doesn't even have like a YouTube account manager. So I was like, okay. And the answer seems to be, or the only way I could get to a real person is to go on X, formerly Twitter. No one's comfortable just saying X anymore, right? It seems like I'm telling you to go to a dirty website, or it just seems weird. And I don't know why we had to not be Twitter, because we all still just say formerly Twitter. It's like when Prince tried to change his name to a symbol and they would just say the artist formerly known as Prince. It never really took. I don't feel like X is taken. But anyway, you go to X and go to @TeamYouTube. They have a handle. They actually respond. Not immediately, but within hours, I got a response. Unfortunately, the first pass was, oh, go to support page, do this. You know what happened then. Oops, too many failed attempts. Try again in a few hours. I kept going into help, and I thought, well, at that time I genuinely thought I had been hacked. So I went to found a support page where it was saying, okay, if you think your account's been hacked, send a message here. I sent a message there and I got another person. And then they said, okay, here's what's going to happen. Now we're going to review your account and you can email us here. You're going to be in direct contact with us. So I was like, oh, thank goodness. Problem is, after they reviewed it, they said, nope, your account hasn't been hacked. Well, that's good. So, we can't help you. Please, someone help me. I can't. That was the first thing I did. Also, let me take a step back. I said, I went to the thing and disputed the thing, thinking I had been, disabled because I had broken some rules on YouTube. I submitted a dispute or an appeal, and they said, yeah, no, your channel's fine. Go ahead and log in. You know what happened. Oops, too many failed attempts. Try again in a few hours. So I kept pressing the issue, and then I was starting to get really frustrated. So then I turned to what everybody else turns to. I probably should have done the first day. I went to ChatGPT and said, hey, this is what happened to my account. How do I get it back? And I'll tell you what, I got pretty cool instructions from them. And the first thing it said was, wait 48 to 72 hours. If you try to log in before that window, you're going to start the loop over again. I said, okay, I've already missed 3 days. What's 3 more? So I waited, and something magical happened on that third day. I didn't even need the rest of the instructions. I tried to log in, and instead of getting the, oops, too many failed attempts, try again in a few hours. I got a page that said, your account's been disabled. Would you like to try to connect it through another owner? And I was so thankful that I had not taken my old email address out as one of the owners, that I had 2 email owners. Just one was a primary and one was just an owner. So I was able to log in with my old email, and I was back like nothing ever happened.
I'm back, baby!
Then I took that old email and just got rid of it for now. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get back to that email again. It seems to be lost in the ether. But I was able to get back in under the other owner. So a couple lessons learned here. 1, have more than one recovery account email address in the owner's side on your YouTube account, just in case something weird happens like this, so that the other can go, oh yeah, I can take over now. Because I was completely locked out. With the email, the primary email gone, and the YouTube down, I had no way of getting in. So having that backup email address was a lifesaver for me. Also, you got to be patient. Take 3 days. And I know it's hard. If you're like me and you're like trying to build a business out of this, a week offline was mind-numbing, to the point where I didn't even realize how stressed out I was. But when I got back in, like this pressure, I felt release out of the base of my skull that I didn't even know I was holding. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Because I was so concerned I was going to have to start over from scratch. And I had gotten so much good traction building up to that moment. And I have a couple of YouTube videos where you can look on my channel where I'm showing the progress, what I'm doing, and the actual analytics of my success. We put that in brackets. I'm not monetized. I don't have any sponsor deals. But I'm seeing a significant spike in traffic and view hours and subscribers. I'm getting subscribers 5, 6 a week now, which was not happening before. So everything is going in the right direction. And so to think like, oh, I got to start back over again at 0 and have all this content that I had, like this wall of content, because that was the other problem. I know I'm bouncing around. So many people warn me against like starting another channel with all the exact same content, because then you're cannibalizing yourself. And I'm like, but I can't just start with 0 and lose all of that work I did going forward. I was going to reload all those and then slowly release them again, but I didn't. It worked, and I'm back. So bottom line is, if this happens to you, you might want to save this video and hold on to it and follow the steps that I used, because it worked and I'm back, and I'm so happy to see you all again. So if you enjoyed this, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you like this video, YouTube's telling you might like this video too. Like this video it's probably awesome. I mean, you might love it. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you're here to now, you might enjoy this video. Give it a click, and I'll see you in the next one.